Okay, so this is my approach to conducting healing situations for other people and for myself. I always pre-pave any time I'm going to meet with someone or lead a group with my own prayer and intention and getting my own energy into right alignment. So I always start out, I just sort of, I blow my prayers out into the universe so that whatever entity, catches prayers can catch them and direct them in the right way. Or maybe I'm just setting the tone in my own conscious and subconscious mind, but either way, it's powerful to set the intention first. So when I set my intentions, I always try to make sure that I have already set my energy, which means that I have calmed myself if I'm, in a tizzy about something, or I have meditated, or I have elicited some feelings of goodwill, love, appreciation, etc. into my own being, into my own heart, so that I feel a certain amount of lightness of being. So they're not just rote words coming out of my mouth, but that they actually have feeling and emotion holding the words, holding the intentions. And then I set my intentions to the tune of something like, may I be a conduit for whatever healing, healthful, or well energy is available to this person or these people or this place or this situation. May I please intuit what is best for me to do, how is best for me to do it, what is best for me to say in a way that honors myself and honors the person or people or situation. I ask that I channel universal energy and that I preserve my own personal energy. This is because I don't want to sap myself. I want to be a conductor, a channel, a hose, if you will, for the energy to come through me, or for me to translate any information from the person who I am, who I am dealing with, to their higher self. So either way, no matter what the approach is, I don't want this to be me using my own reserves. I want to channel some energy from some higher source, some inexhaustible source. So I add that in, and I also add in a prayer that I pick up nor give off no negative or counterproductive energy from or to any outside source, because most of us exists in our subconscious, and I don't want to transfer any of my subconscious, whatever mess over to that individual. And I also don't want to become a depository for any of their stuff. So I just ask for that little protection around me. Sometimes I will even ask for protective golden light around me, around my cellular body, around all aspects of my being. And I might picture that light in, around, and through me. And then, depending on the circumstance and how intense the task is, if it's in a more intense situation, then I want to spend more time in preparation for it. So, for instance, if I'm leading a group healing for somebody, then I want to really get my own self in coherence. So then I might actually do a little bit more quieting. I might do a little bit more meditating to create coherence within my own being, within my own heart and mind. And I've gotten to the point where I feel pretty proficient at creating coherence in my heart and my mind, through my breath and through conjuring up feelings of appreciation and gratitude and such. So I might invest a little bit more time in that. Also, because I do believe that we're kind of rubbing off on the people who we interact with. Even if I'm asking for that protective energy, I'm still creating an energy field around me. And so what I aim to do is I aim to set the bar. I aim to set the vibrational bar as high as I can. And so that means that I want to raise my own vibration up. Either I've already done it because I do the good things that I do for myself, or I kind of nurture it, and bring myself up to whatever level I can, so that I hold the note high. And in this way, I create an electromagnetic field that has a high vibration. And so that influences anyone and anything in my electromagnetic field. And in doing so, it is my aim to attract the energy of whomever I'm interacting with, especially who I'm targeting to aid in their healing. I'm attracting their energy up to me. So I'm holding the note. You can think of like, I create this high vibrational magnetic field, and it's a magnet, and that magnet stays here. And then what is around me hopefully rises to it, instead of me coming down to meet it on its lower vibration. So it's just really important. The more intense the situation is, the more intense the opportunity is, or the need is, that we really nurture our own coherent high vibration energy. And as I learn more and more about heart coherence, and I've learned a bit through some of the research by the Heart Math Institute, I've definitely learned quite a bit through working with Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I've also learned about epigenetics and the effect of our thoughts and feelings on our cellular body, especially through Bruce Lipton's work. So as I learn more about this, I realize that it is very important for those of us who are conducting the healing to create the environment that is reflective of what the healee would like their experience to be. So if they want to be healing, creating more health, a higher state of homeostasis, then we need to create that environment inside of us and around us. And that is where the electromagnetic field comes in. So when it's a group healing, then I believe it's our job to create that opportunity for coherence within each individual, and then the group as a collective. So not only am I a magnet, then we're making one big magnet, you know, and hopefully the person will be able to, their being, their inner being, their subconscious, their you know, the deeper stuff that we can't necessarily always name and peg, will have no choice but to let go so that they can rise up to the higher vibration, while they also invite it, because then we're also creating the circumstance for them to invite that as well within themselves. Now, in terms of channeling, I see channeling two ways. There's the traditional way, that is more so the reiki method of channeling. And the reiki method is, you know, in a simplified nutshell, basically you become like a passageway, straw, hose, plumbing pipe. Think of anything that is a conduit from one place to another. You become the passageway from universal healing energy to the person, and whatever negative or counterproductive energy that the person has into the universe. And so that is, you can ask for that, literally just sort of ask your spirit, ask your being, ask the universe, ask your higher self to enable you to be the very best channel that you can be for healing energy to come to the person, and for their negative or counterproductive energy to go through you into the universe, none of it sticking to you. Or you can also do what I have come to embrace recently, mostly just because this is what I realized was most potently available to me. And what I've come to embrace is I have full awareness that there is a higher self who I am actually, I believe I am the avatar for my higher self. And so in this paradigm, I believe that when I hear the request of somebody else or recognize the need of somebody else, what actually is the most effective thing for me to do is, frankly, to get right out of the way and let my higher self communicate with that person's higher self, and let that person's higher self reorganize the energy for the person who I'm working on. So for instance, if I'm doing an individual treatment on somebody, you know, I always am mixing in energy work with massage, doing massage therapy. You know, this person has X, Y, or Z going on. I also probably intuit that there's probably, you know, MNL, PQRS going on. So I just ask my higher self, please communicate with this person's higher self to help them to release what they are able to release, to understand what they need to understand, so that they can restore or recalibrate their health to the highest potential. So I relieve myself of the responsibility. I'm just a communication. I'm like the operator, you know, on the old operator switchboard. That's all I'm doing at that point. And then, you know, giving some comfort, really. But I'm giving it over to the higher selves to work out in what I believe is that realm. And then for this person's higher self to help them work it out. So those are the nutshell points for how I conduct healing, whether it's in an individual session or in a group session. And I guess the main bullet points to remember is to create coherence within yourself before, to create coherence within the group and to elevate. It's all about vibration. And so we want to hold the note of the highest vibration possible, and then we want to help the person energetically through words, through, environment, XYZ, whatever. We want to help that person to raise their vibration to a state that the disease can no longer exist. So that's the nutshell. Okay, have fun.